Some of them go straight to Dennis Maslow, who runs a computer recycling center. He's here to tell us about the security steps he follows to ensure that when you give him this, you're not giving him your credit cards and all your personal photos and all that stuff. Dennis, welcome. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
What's the name of your recycling center?
Computation.
Computation. And it's a commercial business?
Yes, it is.
That's cool. Yeah. So people bring you their computers. What do you do with them?
Well, they bring them in all shapes, sizes, and quantities. And we have a process that we go through. We want to ensure that they're taken care of in an environmentally sensitive manner, but as a baseline guarantee in terms of the privacy of their information. Any working hard drives are formatted, and if they're not working or usable or if they're obsolete, we ensure that we mechanically destroy them or demagnetize or degauss them.
Do you run a big magnet over them?
Essentially, yeah, that's what happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How many, do you know how many people come in with hard drives with stuff on them?
Like most machines we get are still with their hard drives, yeah, you know, upwards of 75%.
And the data's on there and
perfectly intact.
Is it that people don't know?
They don't know, or they haven't thought about it. Some people have, like for instance, you know, one time a small law office, they basically unplugged their computer and handed it to us, and
all their clients' files, everything on there.
Everything's there, and we turn it on to see if it's working, and immediately, you know, you see that the My Documents folder is full. So the first thing we do is reboot it with a system disk and format the contents.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, you're unusual, though. I mean, I think that's great. Yeah. But I mean, there's plenty of people who would take advantage of a situation like that.
Well, for sure, privacy is definitely a growing issue, and there's all kinds of opportunities to misuse data.
What do you recommend people do if they do want to donate or destroy a computer?
Well, it depends on how much effort they want to apply and, you know, how much technical capacity they have on their own. If they can find an organization such as ours, then we can guarantee
give it to them
various levels of you know, security on their information, and they can specify higher levels, and we can.
Oh, can they really?
Yeah, we can work to that. We have a number of methods we can apply. If they're more the do-it-yourself type, they can certainly format or take the hard drive out and you know, use it as a bookend or whatever the case may be.
We have quite a few in my house just like that. And of course we have a free file that we've recommended. Mike recommended Eraser, which is a great program you can run if you go to our website in the free files that will permanently erase data that's on your hard drive. How many computers a month do you guys process?
At this point, the volume is certainly growing. I'd say we're working at a rate of a couple hundred a month at this point.
Wow. And do you break them down, or do you give them to charities? What do you do?
Well, our main goal is to refurbish them and put them back out for use, as opposed to sort of destroying the equipment and looking at it as a heap of plastic and metal.
No, there's some real value still.
Definitely, and essentially we attempt to refurbish, and if we're successful at that, we remarket at accessible prices or donate them to charities and not-for-profit groups.
Oh, that's neat. What's your success rate? I mean, how many of these computers can you recycle?
It's really volatile. It depends on. It depends on each batch, because they tend to come by the truckload. But I'd say on average 50%, something along those lines.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So a lot of your business is from companies that are just getting all new computers and they just get rid of them all at once.
Or they're cleaning house. Spring comes and you know, the closet's full and it's time to clean it out.
The CPU is one thing, and certainly there are ways to deal with that. What about monitors? Those must be hard to deal with.
Monitors are probably the trickiest component. If they're still working, we have an extremely savvy masters of electrical engineering working for us, and give him a voltmeter and a soldering iron and he can fix just about anything, and he's rude to toss anything out, so he'll hang on to things for dear life and fix just about anything. But
that's great.
If we can't get them working, there's definitely hazards in the monitor. There's lead lining the glass and gas in the tube. And then we take special precautions and send them to places that have bag houses that sort of suck in the vapor and separate everything out and reuse the metals. And
you got to be careful, because they'll implode if you break the glass, and you can have all sorts of problems. I've seen glass fly hundreds of feet from a monitor that's imploded.
Yes, they can be dangerous.
They can be really, really, really dangerous. Well, I guess the bottom line for anybody who's paying attention is that you can recycle your computer. Wherever you live, there are companies that take these, will recycle them, attempt to make good use out of them, or at least dispose of them in an environmentally safe way. You shouldn't just put it out on the street or put it in the trash, because that's about the worst thing you can do with them.
Avoiding landfill is definitely a key.
Well, there's leads in here, as you said. There's all sorts of heavy metals and just some nasty stuff. So zap the data, erase the hard drive, and call a company like Computation to get your system recycled and maybe even get somebody who can use it. To learn more about the work Dennis's company does, check out computation.to. Is that right?
That's correct.
On the web. And how'd you get .to? I like that. Who's .to?
.to is Kingdom of Tonga in the South Pacific.
I love it. That's not where you are.
No, not at all.
It's the Toronto thing. I get it.
That's right.
Why not, while you're surfing, why not, we should get callforhelp.to. Let's call Tonga right now. Why not head over to the Call for Help website? We're just plain old .com, callforhelptv.com. You'll find out from the show notes more about how you can dispose of your hardware safely and sanely